Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so if you use Downstream Keyer and Streamer.Bot together and you want to know how your audience can either use a command to switch to a Downstream Keyer filter, this video is going to be for you. So first what we're going to want to do is actually create our Downstream Keyer filter. So by that, we're just going to create a scene, which is going to have our output source here. And I can let another video describe what that all means, but basically by adding in an output source, you're mirroring the entire output of stream. And this is where you can add global filters on top of. So we're going to just throw in a user-defined shader. We're going to call it the fisheye, if I can spell. And then this is going to be what our audience can actually... if I can find fisheye, there you are. This is what our audience will actually be able to activate with their command. Okay, perfect. So now that we have our output source set up with our global filter, and we can double check that in just a sec here, we're going to add our fisheye scene to our Downstream Keyer just by clicking the add button here. And then if we go back to any other scene and click fisheye, that works perfectly. Don't mind the janky looking camera there. And we hit the pause button. Okay, so we have our Downstream Keyer set up. We kind of have a figure out of our global filters. So now we need to go into Streamer.Bot. We're going to create a command here, and we'll call it fish and fish. And heck, while we're at it, we'll just add fisheye too, so they have the choice of which ones to choose. Perfect. So now that we have our command there, I think that just got set up into here. Fish right there. Now that we have our command there, we're going to add our action. So our action is going to be fisheye. I'll let you add whatever group you'd like there. And then we're going to add trigger. I have this set up under my favorites trigger, and you can do that by right clicking whatever trigger that you want. So command fish. Okay, perfect. So now every time somebody types in fish into our chat, the fisheye trigger will activate. But how do we actually activate it? So under sub options, under OBS, we're going to go to raw. And using the OBS raw editor, I was able to kind of put together this. Don't look at it because I don't know if it's actually right. Paste. So what you're going to want to do is actually make sure that your scene name is going to be the same as your Downstream Keyer name. So in this case, our Downstream Keyer name is fisheye. So I'm going to make sure that's also fisheye. This shouldn't matter as much, but if you have multiple Downstream Keyer tabs, make sure that it's named the same. So DSK1, DSK1. We can hit the test button. Oh, and it didn't work. And that is because I can't spell fisheye. So now if we hit test, it works perfectly. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to create a very slight delay. Let's make that 3 seconds just for good measure. And then what I find works best for me is if I just duplicate this sub action. So we have the exact same sub action as before. In order to deactivate this scene, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to take the scene name out of this. So having 2 quotation marks here instead of having the fisheye here is actually going to take that filter off. So we hit OK. And then if we hit fish, then we have our fisheye and then our deactivation. So ladies and gentlemen, that is a quick roundabout way to get your Downstream Keyer working with Streamer.Bot and how to have your audience activate and deactivate scenes. You can get way more complicated than this, and that is so far above me. But at least that's a good start. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you have any questions, or if I did something horribly wrong. I'd love to know. Anyway, hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching, and take care.